Hi, I'm Sarah Vantine here at the BG Products pop-up event with the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I have Darren with the President and CEO of BG Products. Darren, tell us about what we're going to experience today.
Yeah, Sarah, thank you. So welcome to BG Products here live in Wichita, Kansas. Today we've got some special guests coming in. It's going to be very exciting. We also are going to tour our BG Technology and Training Center. And that encompasses our BG Proving Grounds, our automotive test facility, our research and development laboratory, and then what we call BG University, where we train our staff from all around the world to come out and work in the shops. So I think it's going to be a great event.
Darren, we're looking forward to it today. Everyone, officially welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable pop-up event. Stay tuned for some amazing segments.
Welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable pop-up event. This event is exclusively sponsored by BG Products, partners beyond products. Now, on with the live event.
Welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable pop-up event. We're here live in Wichita, Kansas at BG Products. And today we have some really special guests with us that are going to be talking about some of the incredible things that they do in the proving ground at BG. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, first, I would love to have y'all introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about what you do with BG Products, how long you've been with the company, and what you're excited about.
Okay. So I'm Jay Irwin, Director of BG Products Proving Ground, and been with BG for 33 years. Started out, I think when I started with BG, we had about 38 employees. So been here for a few days. But anyway, my role right now is, we do we have an engineering department, we have an automotive department where we actually do on-vehicle testing, tech service that supports that. Within the engineering department, we do all the design development for the tools and equipment.
Awesome.
My name's Paul Garcia. I'm the Proving Ground Shop Manager. I've been with BG almost 6 years now. My role is we do all the testing on the equipment, so we're the guys actually working on the cars and doing the testing, and anything that BG needs to do, we're doing all the grunt work.
My name is Brad Young. I'm the engineering manager. I've been with BG for 7 years, but before that I spent 13 years with equipment supplier for BG. So I've been in the BG world a long time. It's a great company to work for.
And I'm Cody Lyons. I've been with BG a little over 10 years now. I'm technical service manager. So what we do is we offer tech support for everyone out in the field, all of our reps. We also do a lot of training, whether that be new reps come through a BGU class, or we have to actually go out to the field and do in-dealership and shop training as well.
Well, thank you all for being here today. And Jay, I'd love to ask this first question to you. This is such an impressive campus, an amazing facility. Could you tell us a little bit about what goes into the BG Proving Ground in a typical week?
Sure. Yeah, so we do, we work strongly with the chem lab, so our chemistry lab here at BG. So anything that they have from a new product, or they want to test any formulation changes or that type of event, those items come through mainly Paul's shop side, and he does all the on-vehicle testing part. So within that, the next piece is we do like with engineering, we have countless amount of man hours going into adapter design, development, new equipment. So anything that's provided new that is equipment related. So basically forming the product with the equipment, that's the key piece. And then we do, some weeks we have BGU training where we are doing what Cody mentioned, where we're actually taking a whole week. And the other side of our facility, we have a shop as well. And we bring in 25 folks from our distributor network and get them trained up to go out and do their job.
That is so amazing. And it really is such a comprehensive program that you have that encompasses so many facets of training. So congratulations. It's really, really impressive. Paul, I would love to ask you, what specialized equipment, what are you using and what kind of data are you measuring in the shop?
Well, we have, I think the main big three specialized equipment I would say would be our dynos. So we have 3 different dynos. So we have an engine dyno, a chassis dyno, and also we have a motorcycle ATV side-by-side dyno. So that would be like the biggest pieces of equipment that we have. And we're measuring horsepower and torque. We're also doing fuel consumption on that. With the engine dyno, we're measuring pretty much anything you want to measure on an engine, even down the fuel consumption using highly advanced fuel consumption tools. Also, we do a lot of emissions testing, so we're using emission testing analyzers. We have that all the way from small engines to particle counters, all the way up to stuff to testing opacity on locomotives.
See, that's what's so amazing is, the Partners Beyond Products, it truly is an all-encompassing transportation experience, and you really are working with so many different layers of transportation. That's incredible. Brad, tell us about the BG service equipment regarding the design and the manufacturing that y'all are working on.
Yeah, so my team is responsible for designing new equipment, but like Jay mentioned, to connect that equipment to the vehicles, we have to have adapters. And so right now, for the equipment side, we're going through kind of an update of our equipment design. We've had our machines, our tried and true machines that have been for 20 plus years, and so we're right now going through a process of updating that design, trying to look for simplicity, operator ease, ability to have storage so that they have the tool that they need right where they want it. And then the second side of that is that we have adapters, because if a vehicle rolls across a service drive and we don't have an adapter for that, that's a missed sale. So my team is responsible for making sure that we have that adapter available for every vehicle.
And that is so incredible that you produce and really are responsible for creating those designs here and have this enclosed ecosystem where you can really support dealerships and vehicle manufacturers in that endeavor. I love, Cody, I would love to hear, how do you keep up with this kind of volume and variation of the vehicles regarding these adapters and fittings?
Yeah, so it is a big hurdle, but every year what we'll do is try to proactively go out and get every vehicle that we can get our hands on. So a lot of dealerships here local we have really good relationships with, so we can go out and, in 2024s they're starting to hit the ground now. So we're going to try to go out and get every transmission, every engine, to make sure that we have what we need, whether it be I work with Brad and his team to get a new adapter created for a new engine platform, or it may be we need to have a different procedure for a certain vehicle. That's one thing that my team does is just keep up with that every year, go out and try to get every single thing we can. If we can get it when it's new, by the time it needs service, we're ready to go.
I love that, Cody. And, that just really leans into just keeping the development and continuing to go forward. And Jay, I think this feeds right into my next question, which is, what's in the future for BG regarding tools and equipment?
Okay. Yeah, so we have, again, our number one goal within BG, we're in the research and development side. So our number one part is to keep BG in the front. We have been very successful with that. Like I said earlier, I've been with tools and equipment division since it started. And, to be able to do that takes a big team, takes a lot of collab work with other departments. I think for us is to with technology being with the automotive side, right now the trends are, we've got EV to look at, we've got hydrogen vehicles, we've got all these different things going on, and and being able to track that and put our best efforts into, you know, what looks to be the most solid as what's moving forward with the manufacturers is, that's tricky. So our goal is we do a lot of, you know, continue our research. Again, from equipment standpoint, you know, bouncing off a little bit of what Brad said is that we've got a lot of equipment that we are updating. We do have new services that are coming out as well. So, you know, just if I was to wrap all that up, it's keep BG out in front, and we'll put our efforts forward.
Well, it is incredible to see all of the innovation that goes on right here in Wichita, Kansas, and that y'all are impacting the automotive industry, not just locally, but internationally. And congratulations on all of your success, and it's going to be so exciting to see all of these new product innovations as they continue to come online and as technology continues to develop in automotive. With that, everyone, just wanted to say thank you, Jay, Paul, Brad, Cody. Thank you so much for being part of this discussion today. Everyone, stay tuned. We have a lot more coming up on the Fixed Ops Roundtable pop-up. You don't want to miss the next segments coming up. Welcome to the BG Products pop-up event. We're here live with the Fixed Ops Roundtable in Wichita, Kansas. We have some incredible guests with us today. Gentlemen, please introduce yourselves to our audience.
Okay, I'm Darren Gresseth. I'm the president and CEO of BG Products.
I'm Bob Tasca III, Vice President, Tasca Automotive Group. Prior driver of the BG Mustang, when I arrived here at the BG World Headquarters, Sarah was in my fire suit. Darren informed me that she'll be driving this weekend. So now I am just team owner of Tasca Racing. But no, it's great to be here. It's great to meet you, Sarah. It's always a pleasure to come to the heart of BG. For me, this place just exemplifies the technology behind the liquid and the amount of time that you put in engineering that really lives up to that brand. And you back it up, not with words, but with an incredible warranty. And it's why we have it across our entire platform all over the country.
And as Bob said, not only are we partners in the racing program, but we're also partners in business.
Yes, we are.
And Bob has been a great advocate, and his family's been a great advocate for BG Products for a number of years. and we're proud to have BG on your car.
Well, I can tell you across our 27 rooftops, and we're rapidly growing, it's the #1 generating gross product in fixed ops as an individual product in our entire company. And it's because of the warranty that, and the commitment that you put behind that product. We hear it from our customers. We see it in their faces when you write them a check that stands behind the product, and it's got incredible value. And that's what we look for. My grandfather always said, you want to sell anything, it's price and content, and the content that you provide is incredible.
Absolutely. Well, great. That's great, Bob. Another thing that it does, not only does it make money and generate revenue for the dealership, but everybody downstream, parts department, service advisors, technicians, and as we try to retain technicians and gain technicians coming to your stores, how important is that to bring that extra revenue into them with services that they can sell that are valuable to the customer, valuable to the shop?
Well, it's critical, and the other aspect of that is, I believe, it puts an elastic band on the customer's bumper, because in order for them to maintain that warranty, they have to keep using the product, right?
That's right.
So when they leave and they know that they just spent that money to, coat those products in their engine, they want to come back to
Absolutely.
maintain that. And when they come back, it generates more revenue. So it really is a win-win at all facets in the store.
Perfect.
Well, Bob, it is such a testament to hear all of your expertise from the dealer side and the racing side, but one of the things that you have been so vocal about in our industry has really been about technicians and how this is such a viable career path as people are considering automotive. Could you tell us a little bit about some of the things that you are piloting and working on in the industry?
Yeah, so I had the pleasure of serving on the YES program on behalf of Ford Motor Company and NHRA. It's Youth Education Services, and we speak to over 32,000 high schoolers all over the country.
Wow.
And for me, what I feel the biggest problem in our industry, attracting more technicians, is a lack of awareness. And that starts at the guidance council level, like not understanding the incredible career path we have to offer young guys and gals across the country. And when I'm in front of these high schoolers, juniors and seniors, I like to share what I feel is maybe 3 of the more significant points of why becoming an automotive technician is a great decision. First and foremost is, I always get the question, how much money are you going to pay me, Bob? Okay, I heard the pitch, I'm interested, but what are you going to pay me? And then I say, more importantly, how long is it going to take you to get to the top, right? And I look at the kids in the eye and say, listen, I can introduce you to people in our company 5 years or less, either earning or well on their way to earning a $100,000 career. And that's kind of unparalleled, with little to no school debt whatsoever. A lot of dealerships, as we do, will sponsor kids at certain technical schools. So shortly after high school, you can be well on your way to earning a 6-figure plus career. Second thing that I talk about is job portability, because life changes fast, right? When you get out of high school, and you get married, have kids, and you got to move, and you invest 5 to 10 years in a career, and then you got to go move to another part of the country, and you can't find a job. Well, in our industry, if you're a certified technician, you can call pretty much any Ford dealer anywhere around the country. They'll most likely pay to move you and give you a raise. And if they don't, call me, because I'll find plenty that will, right? So the demand has never been greater. And then the last piece is what I call career stability. It's a fancy way of saying, when a recession hits, am I going to lose my job? And the truth be told, when the economy gets challenging, we may not sell as many new Fords,
Right.
but we're going to fix more of them. And I really believe at the end of the day, there's no industry that is more recession-proof than a certified technician. And it's just a privilege to be able to share that message. I know we've hired thousands and thousands of technicians across the country, and I'm going to continue to do that.
Absolutely.
Bob, it speaks volumes how passionate you are about this endeavor in the industry. And Darren, I think it ties into a lot of the things that BG Products is doing when it comes to empowering people to learn. Could you tell us a little bit more about the Proving Ground and some of the things that you have from a training perspective?
Sure, absolutely. So to start off with our Proving Grounds are automotive test facility, and it's actually behind the wall here behind us. everything that we put in the field, especially new, we want proof of concept. If it's a new tool, a new product, when I go back to Bob's store and we're pitching a new program that we're doing, we need to have data. We have to have the ability to go back and say, okay, here's what it does without, here's what it does after we use BG on it. And if we can prove that data with dynos, with compression tests, with pictures and photographs of the injectors and all the different pieces, that I can go back to Bob and say, this is why BG is the right choice for you. So not only are you building a product and a service that we can sell, but you can do it with confidence. And another part of it, Sarah, is what we call BG University. And we have about 800 sales reps in the US and Canada, and then another several thousand around the world in different countries. And we have kind of the train-the-trainer model. And we'd love to have every technician, every service advisor from every shop in the country come through BG and do what we're doing today, but it's not very feasible. So we do a train-the-trainer model, and we teach our team everything that they need to go to know, so when they come back to your shop, they can effectively train your advisors. They can teach them all the different aspects of the products and why we should use them, what happens with the vehicle, condition, cause, cure type of sales approach, and then really teach the technicians how to use all the equipment so they effectively and efficiently use the products on the particular vehicle to add the most value for the customer.
Well, Bob and Darren, y'all have really driven home the importance of learning. Bob, what do you think dealers should be focusing on today as it pertains to continuing to develop their people? Are there initiatives that you're working on in your dealerships that you think would be really successful across the industry?
Well, I think it's just, paying attention to your tech base. We have a fixed ops call once a month across our platform, and I go around to every single service manager. I want to know where they're at with their team, how many technicians are in the pipeline, where they're at with their reviews with their technicians, and really challenge them. I mean, at the end of the day, you're not going to get better if your people aren't more developed and trained, right? And you're going to lose them if you're not pushing them. So I would strongly advise, all the dealers watching to, put their team in a position to win. You do that by having great equipment, great facilities, dispatching, great write-up process, all of the mechanics that put a technician in a position to win, and then hold them accountable to their training. And that's what we do across our platform, and I'm very proud. Our same stores, year over year, we're way up in technician count, where a lot of people are down.
Right.
Well, Bob and Darren, so tying right into that, what are some strategies that a dealership can do that maybe aren't monetary to help incentivize technicians to want to stay at the dealership?
So, I mean, for me, I think you got to give them a great environment. They got to be happy coming to work every day with the best equipment and people around them. And then at the end of the day, I think it's, people want to be challenged. I really believe that. They want to be challenged. They want to see the opportunity. They want to see where they put the work in. They do get the monetary rewards and just appreciated for what they do. So I don't think there's no magic wand that you're going to, wave that fixes everything. But just paying attention to your team and your people, that's what I would suggest.
I think from our standpoint too, obviously we're a little more one-dimensional in what we provide, but having the right products, the right services, the right training allows the technicians and advisor to feel good about what they do. They're providing true value for the customer. They're making the vehicle run better, last longer. And if they can do that and make the money and get all the other feelings, it just ties right into what Bob just said.
Well, and the success stories are so compelling. And Bob, you were sharing one earlier today about a text message that you received from somebody. Could you tell us a little bit about some examples of those success stories that happen?
Yeah, I think the best compliment that I ever got giving that speech across the country is I get done with it. I have a lot of pride in it. I deliver it with a lot of passion. And one of the instructors came up to me and they said, Bob, I think you're misleading the kids. And I said, really? I said, please tell me more. And he handed me his phone. He said, I want you to know that sitting in that chair right there, it was in St. Louis, he said, you changed a young man's life. He said, and he knew I was coming today to hear your speech, and he wanted you to read this text message. So again, I talk about earning $100,000, I talk about career stability, job portability, and I read his text message. And he said, you tell Bob Tasca, everything he said was true, except I call BS on the $100,000 in 5 years. And he had a picture of his pay stub. Now, I'm pretty good with math. I looked at it, saw how many weeks it was, divided, multiplied it. He was on pace to make $74,000
Wow.
1 year out of high school. And his instructor was actually emotional. He said, Bob, he's going to out-earn me. He's going to out-earn me, and I just can't thank you enough for the message that you share. And I think it's all of our responsibility. It's an industry responsibility to get out to your local technical high schools and workshops. And I really want to emphasize high schools, because when they're in the VOTEC programs, the UTIs, and they're kind of already sold on it, right? They've made the decision to go. What we have to do is we have to go to the high schools, and we have to motivate these young men and women to think about our industry. And if we all do that collectively, we'll find the technicians that we need, because we're going through an incredible transformation with, gas engines to hybrid to full electric. We need this new generation coming in to help support, to keep these cars on the road.
Well, and my last question to you both, I really would love to hear, the last half of the year, what are some of the things that you are most excited about this last half of 2023?
Well,
Darren, you want to go first? I got a whole bunch of things I'm
yeah,
excited
there's a
about.
lot of great things happening, but we're seeing rapid growth, and as Bob talked about, our business is very much recession proof. Through COVID, we actually saw tremendous growth, and sometimes I almost feel bad even saying that, but the capability that we provide for our team and they provide for their customers, which then takes care of the customer, the end user, has been tremendous. So as we continue to grow, the opportunities get bigger and bigger. So every day is kind of the next step to the future. So we're just excited about where we're headed. Very, very excited about it.
So I can hardly go to sleep at night, Zara, actually. I'm excited to wake up each and every day, but on the racing side, we got one of the best running cars in the country. We're taking it to Topeka, Kansas this weekend with the BG logos on it. So really looking forward to the championship run. On our Tasca Automotive Group side, we're expanding rapidly. We have 4 more acquisitions between now and the end of the year that we're really excited about. And then on a group level, our fixed ops company-wide is running up 20% year over year. So if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what does.
Absolutely.
So we have a great momentum going into the back half of the year. So I have big expectations about finishing out 2023 strong.
This is so exciting. And well, gentlemen, on behalf of Ted Ings and the Fixed Ops Roundtable, thank you both for sharing so much with us today. And everybody, thank you for tuning in. I'm Sarah Vantine. Stay tuned. Fixed Ops Roundtable, we're at the pop-up event at BG Products in Wichita, Kansas. Stay tuned. On behalf of Ted Ings and the Fixed Ops Roundtable, I'd like to present Bob Tasca with the Certified Dealer Award. Bob, congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. This is really an honor. I remember the first time Ted called me, and I'm like, who is this guy? Like, he's very persistent. I don't think I called him back the first time, but it really is an incredible thing that he's doing, and the message and the content that he's sharing around the country. It's a real honor Thank you very much.
Well, Bob, it is so critical to bring dealerships to the pinnacle of what they can bring to the customers and to the communities. And so on behalf of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, thank you again for being such an advocate for our industry.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable pop-up. I'm Sarah Vantine here with you live at BG Products in Wichita, Kansas. I have a great panel with me here today. First, Andy and Dale with BG. Could you introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit more about what you do with BG?
Sure. I'm Andy Baldessari, Director of Marketing and Training. Been here almost 6 years and really in charge of the education program and the branding and outreach of BG Products.
Yeah, I'm Dale Smith, Training Program Manager and one of the BGU instructors here at BG. And, you know, off and on, whether it was distributors, BG distributors, or here at corporate, I've been with them for 15 years now.
And we, of course, have our special friend of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, Shawn Butler, representing the dealership side of the industry. Well, first, Andy, I want to ask this question. Could you tell us a little bit about the team here at BG and what goes in and goes on with the BG marketing team and the training team?
Sure. So a little bit of everything. We keep very busy. We have a big team on the training side. So a big part of BG Products is not only do we have the best product in the marketplace, which is great, but I think most people know the best product doesn't always win. Mm-hmm. And so for over 50 years, we've always known that we have to have that value-added piece. So training is a big part of who we are and what we do. And Dale and his training team out in the field, going to dealerships every day is a big part of it. So as far as the training is, we have a program called BG University, which is where we bring our reps in to train them up. Because if they're not trained, they can't go into your dealership and make sure they're doing it the right way and the safe way. So that's a big part of it. And then our branding team and our marketing team is doing a great job right now of just kind of rebranding everything, the look and the feel of the brand, the websites, if you've looked at that, our product offerings, really bringing those to light and to shine. So a lot going on.
Well, and Dale, so there's really no company in your segment with a training program as robust as BG's, and it's been so incredible to be here today to see the campus and the facility in Wichita. So for our dealers that may not know, what are the levels of training that you offer?
Sure. So first and foremost, hats off to all of our representatives. With 800 plus reps on the ground that are trained to serve stores like yours, right? Wow. That's where the rubber meets the road when it comes to training our folks out in the field to help you with your guests that come into your store every single day. So, you know, then the second level is our distributor network. It's very imperative that the distributor orchestrates everything for their team. They invest in sending them here. They invest in making sure that they do training nights with your advisors, representatives, and technicians. You know, if we're going to continually keep training at the forefront, that's something that the distributors bring to the level for your stores and make sure that they're supporting you. Shop nights, training nights, things like that. And then, you know, last but not least is corporate level. You know, so when we talk about everything under the corporate umbrella, from our field training, we have field trainers that go out and support the local distributors and then go to your stores as well. But the next thing is, you know, when it comes to our training, and the next level would be digital assets. We want to make sure that we always have a presence when we're not present. So if we have a touch point that your advisors can go back to and continually train on, that's very easy. One thing that you know, the OE didn't teach us is they taught us how to diagnose and repair vehicles, right? But when it comes to the maintenance segment, we weren't up on that too much, right? We had national advertisements, but the training and make sure that those trained folks And I think you'd agree, a trained team's going to outperform an untrained team every time, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So just multiple layers when it comes to our reps in the field, distributors, and then our corporate team here.
And I would add to that, the corporate team it does a great job, but like Dale said, with over 800 reps in the field that can train, we're in your stores as often as you want us.
Yes.
And I know from Dale's perspective, he's been a fixed ops director himself, and you guys are busy. There's a lot going on. So when we say that partner beyond products, we really want to deliver on that. And so we have the people in the field, they're trained, and so that's one level there too. But as he was saying, the digital side, we're doing a lot more webinars now that are open to dealerships, advisors, technicians to come learn from our experts. So we have that, but we also have BG Certified, which is an online training program. And I always joke about that. Who loves online training? Nobody, right? Nobody loves online training, but we've designed it in a way that's more like a YouTube course, so it's very easy to go through. It teaches you the core of the service. But we use that not only to train people coming into the dealership, which I think you can testify that people coming into our business today are not automotive people.
Absolutely not.
They don't have the background they used to. So BG Certified, talk to your BG rep, but that's the best way to get a good foundation of automotive maintenance, right, of a program. But we also use that program. We also have an augmented reality app that's the industry first in our segment.
Wow.
Called the BG Experience. So we have a lot of digital training. We have a lot of live training at those three levels that Dale talked about. So.
Well, you really drove it home, Andy, about the partners beyond products. So it sounds like you really are being thoughtful and strategic in how you're getting this information to dealerships and giving them a variety of experiences to really enhance that. On that topic, so in addition to training, I do see a tremendous number of sales and support technologies here at BG. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so we've leveled up the training a lot in the last 5 years, which is great. A lot of video-based training, but we also realized there's more information that's needed. Training's great, but it's not on demand a lot of times, right? So how can we make the training and the resources on demand? So we created several applications. Some of them are support, some of them are point of sale. So a big one is the BG Tech app. That app will actually tell the technician, this is the adapter you use to hook up to that vehicle. These are the instructions for the piece of equipment that you have. This is the correct BG fluid that meets or exceeds the OE fluid. So there's even tech tips in there. Some vehicles are more difficult to connect to than others.
Yes.
If we've identified those, there's a video or at least a written.
I've seen that. It makes it pretty easy. Even an express newbie can follow along.
Yeah, I always tell shops in our BG reps, that's the first line of defense. If you can't find what you're looking for within 5 minutes, guess what? Your BG rep's phone number is in that app. You can call them, because time is money, right, in this business. So we have an advisor app, we have a tech app, but we also have a wonderful point of sale menu software called BG Smart VMA. And that's a virtual menu that is a digital menu for presenting to customers that has all of the packages and the intervals and whatever that dealers decide to offer at different intervals. It's customized to the dealership. So
Yeah.
we've got a lot of different things.
Boy, we sure do. Smart VMA is a very good tool. How many times did we put forth a menu in the dealership and we got a phone call in and maybe the guest would get 3 different answers on pricing, right? So it's something that we can keep very consistent and make sure that the same message to the guest that's been specific to their vehicle and the needs of their vehicle, and then the guest chooses which level of performance they'd like.
Absolutely. A lot of times you have the technicians, depending on the technician and their level of experience with the different machinery or their products, you'll
Yes.
get 3 techs that do it 3 different ways. And
Yes.
none of them are actually right.
Well, Andy and Dale and Shawn, I'd love to field this question to you. So, with over 50% of dealers using BG, what insights have you found that might be helpful to our dealer audience listening today? Andy, I'd like to start with you and then go down the line.
Yeah, it's a good question. So I look at a lot more of the data where Dale's more in the field. So when I look at the data of things, like our BG Certified, for example, not only does it train the shop, but we have some questions in there that actually educate us. Yes. And there's a question in there that says, why did in this scenario, did you miss the opportunity to sell a maintenance service? And there's options in there like, I'm too busy, or there's no process, or there's a couple other questions. What we found was over 70% of people answer, we don't have a process.
Yes.
to sell maintenance services. So that was a big, we really know that from being in the field. We see, everybody says they have a process to sell maintenance, but they really don't.
Yeah.
But what was insightful is even the advisors and technicians at your dealership, they know that you don't have a process.
Yes.
And so that's an insight I took back to really take it to the reps. Even if they tell you they have a process, investigate 3 seconds or 3 questions further and find out what's really going on in that store.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more, you know. Andy says this to me all the time, you know, he says, you know, Dale, is knowledge really power? You know, and the answer is no, unless you use it. So when we train, at the dealership level even, right? Shawn, in your instance, you're in it live right now. When I was doing it, the OE taught us how to repair the vehicles, right? Diagnose and repair them. But when it came to fundamentals of rolling out maintenance to our customers, we just had a national advertisement in a quick lane that did the oil services, right? But what this level of training brings to your staff is, A, they don't have to worry about the session timing out. I have to say, I have 3 fails on my record from Ford Motor Company, and that's, you know, because I had to stop what I was doing and go out and take care of some things that were happening on the service drive, or make sure that technicians had exactly what they needed so that we could progress during the day. And one of the biggest things about our program is you can pause it, you can time it out, and you can come back to it. If you don't like your score, if you got to be that perfectionist like me, I'll go back in and take it till I get 100%. But those are some of the offerings where people can be comfortable about this. And the 800 plus people that are trained to come into the stores is something that you can count on to be able to do the first one, so that your staff will know exactly what to expect. They're pretty easy, they're fast, and you'll always learn something from them. So,
Yeah, quick and easy is usually a key factor when it comes to holding somebody's attention, right?
Yes.
Demonstration accountability, though, is the #1 factor. If we're not presenting the menus on the service drive, then shame on us for not holding the advisors accountable. But the #1 reason I found that they don't present the menus is they don't believe them, don't believe in the
Sure.
products themselves,
yes.
or they don't understand them. So the quick and
I would
easy
agree.
training makes it much easier when it comes to it. When you understand the value of something, it
Yes.
overcomes the price.
Yes.
One of the biggest insights we've had too is exactly what you said. They don't believe it, which is the BG rep's job to show them, which we have lots of demonstration to show you and a lot of data to show you that it actually improves the life of the component and it's a better quality fluid. But also with the training, I mean, our best accounts have a manager, a fixed ops director like yourself who is bought in and promotes the training and says, hey, this is what we're doing. This is important. Dale's gonna be here on Tuesday and I need all of you there. And this is the program we're doing.
Right.
And
Well-
if they see you say that and really back up the BG rep,
Yes.
that makes a huge difference, and everybody really jumps on board, and we see a lot of great results.
No, well, don't forget, now you have your technicians, right? They want hours, right? That's how they get paid. And the BG rep usually takes care of the technicians, to my knowledge, as any other reps usually do. But the worst mistakes advisors make, selling out of their own pocket.
Yeah.
Well, and I just, Andy and Dale and Shawn, I mean, I'm hearing that there's a real need to make customers aware of the benefits of those maintenance intervals, and I'm thinking even further, this is a great piece to even help train the people that are taking the phone calls and booking these appointments in the dealerships. So it's really incredible that y'all have built such a comprehensive program that's really designed to educate the customer across the entire service experience. Andy, I know you're the director of marketing and training, and you have some really great resources available here in the shop. But I was also surprised to know that BG has acquired and expanded a promotional company that actually produced my new Fixed Ops Roundtable swag. So can you tell your dealers a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we have acquired a promotions company, and they do some amazing stuff. We got the Fixed Ops Roundtable swag, even got the Richardson 112, which we know is so popular with technicians. But yeah, so this is a really cool venture that we have to, again, we're your partner beyond products. If you need a store, if you go to merch.bgprod.com, you'll see the BG swag store that was just launched, and it's amazing. And anybody can have a custom store like that. The division of BG is called BG Masterworks, and so you can look them up at bg-masterworks.com. There's a phone number on there, and they can help you with whatever you need. But there's a lot of cool things we're doing to, we're promoting our brand. Now we're helping you promote your brand, and we can help everybody promote their brand. So we're excited about that.
Dealers, make sure you check out this website. This is so exciting, and really, this has been such an informative panel. I've learned so much in this segment. So Andy, Dale, Shawn, thank you so much for being part of this and sharing a little bit more about BG products today. We're here live at the Fixed Ops Roundtable pop-up event. Stay tuned for more segments. We've got some additional segments coming up that are going to be fantastic. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable pop-up event. I'm Sarah Vantine here with you live at BG Products in Wichita, Kansas. Welcome everybody to the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Thank you for having us.
Well, Tim and Dustin, I would love to have y'all introduce yourselves, and of course we have our esteemed guest Shawn Butler here as well. Tim and Dustin, would you all introduce yourselves? Tell us a little bit about what you do at BG Products, how long you've been with the company, and what you're working on today.
Okay.
I'm Tim Albritton, Director of Business Development and Market Research. Been with BG Products for about 7 years and really trying to help BG grow into new markets, new segments, product opportunities domestically and globally as well. Always looking for what's out on the cutting edge. What is it that we can provide that's a benefit to the dealerships in the aftermarket world?
I'm Dustin Wilhite. I've been with BG Products for 27 years. I'm a chemist by education, and I started right out of college in 1996, and I've been in research and development ever since then in my career here. I work very closely with Tim. We work a lot on that business development, but also market research, gathering car count information, fluid requirements, that sort of thing, looking for those product opportunities.
Shawn?
I'm Shawn Butler. I'm with Yamansky Auto Group out of Memphis. I'm currently the Fixed Ops Director with 3 dealerships in East Tennessee. And, I'm a big supporter of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, BG Products, and, just everything that promotes our industry. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Good.
Well, thank you everybody again for being part of this today. Dustin, I want to ask you really the first question. So tell us a little bit about the product technology team and what they're working on an average week.
Sure, absolutely. Well, in product technology, our team is made up of a few different groups. We have the Research and Development Laboratory and its staffing. We have 2 quality control laboratories in both of our manufacturing plants, and we have the Product Technical Service Group as well. So in the laboratories, we staff those with technicians and chemists, and we take care of all the product formulation work, the sourcing of raw materials, the QC work to make sure that everything's operating correctly. The chemistries are coming in the way they should, with raw materials and with batch blending and on the production lines. And we provide distributor support as well. A lot of sample testing with fuels, We support our distributors in that. We have a lot of distributors that have fleet business, including DOTs and municipalities, and so we support with fuel testing there. And then with our technical service group, why they take care of all of those field questions that come in from our distributors and sales reps out in the field. So we have to continue to support, answer product questions and so forth.
Well, Dustin, BG Products really is synonymous with quality, and it's really impressive what y'all have built here in Wichita, Kansas, that you distribute internationally across transportation around the globe. So how have you been able to innovate and continue to improve the product line?
A great question. A lot of hard work and a lot of time and a great team, that's for sure. So we spend a lot of time reading, researching, having industry discussions. In that reading and that researching, we have to build subject matter knowledge base with system design changes, fluid changes, et cetera, performance requirements that we have to meet. We're involved in many industry associations, and in those associations, we're able to be involved in the discussions about fluid requirements and changes going on with certifications. And a lot of partnership as well with our technical additive partners as well, who many of them are global. We run a lot of field trials and testing development with those partners.
Wow.
Well, Tim, BG really has a second-to-none state-of-the-art facility here, and it is incredible to see all the different moving parts that really create this ecosystem to support your customers. So how have you been able to innovate, and with the manufacturing and distribution facility, what really makes it unique in this process?
So one of the things I'll tell you for our facility here, we really enjoy the opportunity to show it off. So first and foremost, how does our facility help us grow from a product technology standpoint, from a product innovation standpoint, from a training standpoint? Our facility went through a major renovation going back about 4 years ago. We pretty much quadrupled the size of Dustin's area, of Andy Baldessari's training area, and also our proving ground, our on-vehicle testing area. So, kind of twofold. It allows us to, be able to train in person to show off our facility to our distributors, our sales reps, to dealership groups. We get a lot of folks that want to come out. And also it allows us to really have state-of-the-art facilities for us to make sure our products are always on the cutting edge and that we're always improving our products for our dealership partners and our independent aftermarket partners.
If I can add just a little bit to that. Along with that, we're pretty unique in the fact that we're very much beginning to end with what we offer. So from the research and development on the product side, where we are sourcing raw materials, testing chemistries, we're formulating, we're testing, we're manufacturing, producing, and then we're shipping out of that distribution center. And on the tools and equipment and service side, why we're engineering, why we're durability testing, we're machining, we are building our equipment, and then we are shipping out to support our distributors. So we try to control most everything that we can right here inside of our walls. It gives us a lot of flexibility with our project work and the things that we offer out to the marketplace in this segment. And we know that that's very unique in this market that we're in. We're aware that much of our competition is not able to do that. And so we have a lot of support from our board of directors and our executive management to continue to invest in those capabilities here.
Well, Dustin, that is absolutely incredible, and really it speaks to the entire team at BG and how dedicated they are into providing a quality product to everybody across the automotive industry. Shawn, from your perspective, how important is it for a dealership to have a partner like BG that really is continuing to innovate and help with the dealership and products that y'all offer to customers?
Well, Sarah, it gives you peace of mind, right? So it's not any type of voodoo magic, or you're selling, magic oil or anything like that. It is actually products that are designed to enhance the livelihood of your car, make it last as long as you want to drive it. So when we put it together in a menu package for a customer, you can have confidence that they're going to support that. All the products come with warranties, right? So if something happens to that car and they've been using the product continually, you have backup on it, and that's huge.
Well, and Shawn, you spoke into it, just being that partner with the dealership and really wanting to stand behind and deliver the results that BG offers in their product innovation is so incredible to have that at the dealership.
And if I could add something there, we would be greatly remiss if we didn't mention the BG Products field team that's out there. So in the US and Canada, we've got about 800 folks out in the field that are supporting dealerships all day, every day. Our senior leadership team likes to say that we're less than 2 hours away from any in-person discussion at a dealership or independent repair shop. So that's a significant part of who we are in our business as well. And as Dustin mentioned earlier, that's really something that some of our competition simply can't offer. So we're always in your shop. We're there as much as you want us to be, answering questions, training, delivering product, helping you guys, your service advisors, your technicians, your parts department, helping you guys troubleshoot whatever it is you have and whatever it is we can help you guys get there. Because we understand that the vehicle, the owner's vehicle, needs to be out on the road as quickly as possible. So.
Well,
So
and-
one more thing I might add to that is I have seen, come in, when has been a problem, boom, hey, can we get a fluid sample? Hey, we want to test that. We want to see what happens. And then I've never seen them not take care of something.
Well, Dustin, on that note, so what fluid trends are you seeing in the industry and that dealers should be paying attention to right now?
Oh, good question. So with engine oils, automatic transmission fluids, and gear lubricants, why we see and have been seeing, we will continue to see the trend of lower viscosity. So just think of that like the fluid is getting thinner, right? And so that's really driven by fuel economy requirements. So as we decrease viscosities of the fluids in these systems, there is the potential of increased fuel economy in the vehicle. Also, why inside the industry there is talk, discussion, and planning for engine oil specification changes as well. But really that lower viscosity aspect, which we continue to talk to our distributors and our field representatives about very, very frequently.
Yeah, so I might add to that, when they go down, when they first went to the 020 oil, everybody was freaked out, right? And the manufacturers, the car manufacturers weren't ready for it.
Right.
Because all of them had engine problems. I mean, they started burning pistons and rings and, so these additives could have prevented that had they been using them.
Right, right.
One thing I would add, one of the trends that we see on the market research side is, engines are being downsized, V8s are becoming V6s, V6s are becoming 4-cylinders. You have a 4-cylinder in a full-size Chevy Silverado now. It's a turbocharged 4-cylinder. We're seeing a lot of GDI, gas direct injection, and there's powertrain complexities that happens with that. Agree with Dustin, we're seeing the viscosity thinning in pretty much all fluids in the vehicle. We're seeing the average age of a vehicle in the marketplace right now is about 12 years old. Average mileage on it right now is about 130,000 miles. So we look for those trends, and what those trends mean for us is service opportunity. And that's one of the things I think you see Dustin and his team really pushing for is, when do the fluids break down? A lot of vehicles are in severe duty operations now simply because of heat and humidity. So again, these are the trends that Dustin and his team see, that market research is always putting in front of us. So those are a few critical points in the industry that we're talking a lot about and advancing our chemistry and fluids towards that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, to your point, when nobody drives a car around a test track at 60 miles an hour for 5 gallons of gas.
Right.
Everybody's in a severe duty situation.
Correct.
That's how we see it.
100%. That is the menu that we follow in the dealerships, and we educate our customers about that. And actually, the average age of a car now is like 13.2.
Continues to go up.
And so it's a beautiful thing for us.
Agree.
Right?
For us as
agree.
well.
Yeah.
We agree.
Yeah.
Well, Tim, I have a final question for you. So you talked about the service opportunity in the dealership. What other opportunities should dealerships be taking advantage of?
Great question. So, from our perspective, from our research, what we see is the amount of trucks that are out there that are 4-wheel drive, the amount of SUVs that are out there that are all-wheel drive and or 4-wheel drive. One of the services that I feel is most missed is differentials. So a front diff, a rear diff, and a transfer case on a 4x4 or an SUV. Most of them higher mileage, older vehicle. That's a service that's greatly missed. And another one that we're seeing a great uptick on the trending for it is AC services. So again, high heat, high humidity, getting bacteria in the condenser, in the AC. Cabin air filters, those being changed out more often, that's a great opportunity that we're seeing, and we're doing a lot more research on, putting more products out there, training our field folks to be able to talk about it. That's a service that we see. In BG, we take a very agnostic approach to all the different powertrains that are out there. I would tell you all the electrification that's happening, albeit at a very slow pace from the service side. We see great opportunities for service in those as well, whether it's a hybrid or whether it's a full-on battery electric vehicle. There are plenty of services to be had there as well. And we're training our field. We're in the process of training our field about those service opportunities. So those are kind of the top 4 or 5 in my opinion.
Excellent. Well, Dustin, Tim, Shawn, we've learned a lot today, and I think there's a lot of tips that our dealers can take away, and anybody else that's watching this segment. So with that, we look forward to having you stay tuned to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. We have some exciting segments coming up. Don't go away. Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable pop-up event at BG Products in Wichita, Kansas. I'm here with Shawn Butler. Shawn, welcome to the pop-up.
Thank you, Sarah. It's a joy to be here. I'm sorry that Ted couldn't be with us, but I'm glad to have you.
Well, Shawn, we've known each other for a while, but tell everybody, how did you get into the auto service industry?
I actually worked on cars from age 19 to 30. I used to do what they call vendor work. I did paintless dent removal and painted bumpers for different dealerships. And then I got out of the business and went into manufacturing, got to travel the whole world. That situation changed. Kind of searching for what to do, and somebody said, well, why don't you be a service advisor? I was like, service advisor? What's that? And I hit the ground running and took off and, never looked back. That was in 2007.
And what do you do today, Shawn?
I am a fixed operations director for parts and service for Yamansky Auto Group out of Memphis, Tennessee. I'm with the stores in East Tennessee in the Tri-Cities area.
Well, Shawn, you are such a passionate voice in this industry. What drives your enthusiasm for it?
I like to see people win. Nothing makes my heart happier than seeing somebody that came in the door and they didn't have any direction. They didn't know what they wanted to do with their life. And a year later, they're buying their first house, or I'm sending them to school. And 5 years later, they're married, they got kids, they're buying new cars, they're becoming master techs. Just watching other people succeed is truly my passion. You know, I mean, if you do the right things by others, and if I found out that if I help others succeed and get what they want, I get what I want naturally.
Well, there's been a lot of changes in the automotive industry in the last few years. So what do you feel are going to be some of the biggest challenges for the industry in the future?
Well, I believe, you know, the hype about the EV thing, I'm not into it, just to be honest with you. I believe hybrids are going to be bigger, and I think that they'll switch. As soon as everybody has to force to buy $1 million worth of equipment for EV stuff, they'll switch to something else like hydrogen or something. So I believe that's going to be the biggest challenge for dealerships, is how to navigate those waters as the industry overall is changing.
Well, and that is a great point, because so much technology is changing, and there's a lot of innovation on the horizon as our as software and all other kinds of means continue to make strides in automotive. You know, if going back and reflecting a little bit on your career, if there's one thing that you could change about your life or the trajectory you chose, what would it be?
Honestly, I would have been less selfish earlier, right? Because everything changed for me when I started putting others first. When I used to put myself first and was always only looking out for number one, as they say, sometimes it was great, sometimes it wasn't, a lot of highs and lows. Nowadays, with putting other people first, every day's a win.
Wow, and you know, in that same vein, as you reflect on your career path and how you got into the industry, there's a lot of people out there that are considering automotive as a future and a career. What do you think about automotive? Is it worth pursuing this as a career?
Well, I think it's absolutely one of the best careers you can get into, because it's never the same. You're always learning, you're always progressing, you're always moving forward. So let's take a fella, if they go get a 2-year degree from a technical school, right, or a lady. You know, I have 3 female technicians at the Honda shop, and all of them came to me off the street. 2 of them have 2-year degrees at the technical school, and the other one just wanted to do it. But those people are eligible 5-10 years down the road. If they stick with their career, they're making well into the 6 figures. I have multiple techs that are making well into 6 figures, and they got a high school degree. They're just nice people who put their nose to the grindstone.
And that's just such a testament of how much you can grow in this industry and what opportunities really await. You know, to pivot the conversation a little bit, so you've had some recent health challenges, and I know you've been a big advocate for talking about your condition, and I'd just love to have you say a few words, you know, talk about your recent health challenge, how it's affected your life personally and professionally.
Sure. About 6 months ago, I started having some health issues, and being a guy, you know, I was like, oh, it'll get better. And then I'm starting to take, you know, handfuls of Aleve for this pain I was having, and I was hiding it from my wife like a real dummy. She's a nurse, so you know how that goes. And one weekend, she finally caught me up and said, why are you up walking around at 3 o'clock in the morning? And I told her about the pain I was having. So we go to the ER. They do CT scans. They do all this. It turns out I have a 4-inch tumor, and all my lymph nodes are like the size of like grapes, and you're supposed to be pretty much, you can't see them.
Wow.
So that was a tough day for them to walk in and go, hey, you got cancer. You're going to need to see all of these specialists. No.
Well, and you know, it's just such a testament to the journey and being that vulnerable in the automotive space. And you touched on a point, and I think it is incredible to see the amount of care that has come from people in automotive in the industry. And of course, Ted Ings and his own personal battle with cancer himself, and the Fixed Ops Cares program that he's put together for, you know, charitable contributions to help people such as yourself that are going through this health battle. If you could say one thing about some of the stigma or some of the challenges that people might be hesitant to seek out a diagnosis, what advice would you give them?
Sure. Well, you know, personally, like when it affected my personal life because of the home life, and all of a sudden everything changes, right? Yeah, you're totally focused on trying to get better. You know, if you Google the type of cancer that they labeled me with, it's not good, right? There's 30-something% chance that we're having this conversation next year. I consider it's 100% chance because I'm still here, right? We're going to be fighting this out. But what I really want to get the message across is don't be like me, right? Be proactive, get yourself checked regularly, do the colonoscopy, do the blood test. You know your body. If you don't feel right, go get checked out. Don't put yourself in a situation where if you'd have done something 6 months or a year earlier, it's no problem. You know, when you're speaking of the stigma, right? So I have colorectal cancer, and I can't even pronounce the long name that they gave it to. Something ends in carcinoma, and you know, and so people don't want to talk about it. Guys will hide it and stuff like that. You know, if we're not out front and if we're not putting it out there to make people aware, and then when it comes to support, once you do find out, there's a ton of support out there that we don't even know about until obviously you get hit with something like this and you have to go, oh my Lord, what am I gonna do? You know, so Ted came right away. You know, me and him have been friends for like 5 years now. And as soon as I told him, he was like, oh my God, Shawn, I gotta do something to get behind you. And he has the fixedopscares.org website. And so he directed that right away towards helping with me, because in today's world, you have your insurances, which I have good insurance, you know, and all of these things, but it doesn't cover everything. The insurance might negotiate a $10,000 deal on an MRI or a PET scan, and the bill's 12 or 13. Guess who gets to pay the other 2 or 3, right? And unless you're independently wealthy, you can't be prepared for a battle like this, you know. And heaven forbid, if I'm not here next year, I don't want my wife to be saddled with $100,000 worth of medical bills. You know, I mean, you know, you got life insurance and all that, but you really want to take away from her and my 6-year-old to pay off medical bills? Absolutely not. So you have to find ways to reach out and get support. And from the bottom of my heart, everybody who has helped and contributed, whether it be by messages, by prayers, put me on prayer list, donating, oh my gosh, it's just been unbelievable. I have been contacted by literally thousands of people in the last 3 weeks since this came out, since Ted took it, you know, to the airwaves, so to speak. And I'm blessed to know people like yourself. You know, we go back like 7 or 8 years now. You know, in Ted's 5 years, and I have a lot of people that support me any way that they can, and all of it is welcomed.
Well, and as a reminder to our viewers today, please check out Shawn Butler's fundraiser that we have on the Fixed Ops Roundtable website. You'll find that information to donate directly to that there. And Shawn, I just want to say thank you again for sharing your story, sharing your journey, and then also bringing and shining a light on cancer and really the importance of early screening and prevention. So everybody, Shawn Butler here on the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine. Please stay tuned. We've got more coming up on the Fixed Ops Roundtable pop-up event at BG Products.
Hi, I'm Darren Gressiff, President and CEO of BG Products, and I'm excited to show you why BG Products is the ideal partner for dealerships around the world. For 50 years, BG has led the industry with innovative solutions to automotive challenges, but it takes more than great chemistry to be the industry leader. Today, we have over 50% of the market share among new car dealers in the United States. In fact, an independent study found that 5 out of 6 U.S. dealerships choose BG products over the competition. Our integrity, dedication, and investment in people are at the heart of our continued success. BG maintains the highest standards for quality assurance, environmental management, laboratory competency, and health and safety management through our ongoing certification with ISO. Our BG Proving Ground experts are dedicated to field support and advanced automotive testing. The facility includes 9 full-service automotive bays and 3 dynos, which provide real-time data. This comprehensive testing fuels our constant drive toward innovation. From service and parts managers to service advisors and shop technicians, BG is committed to the ongoing training of automotive professionals. Award-winning digital training solutions like BG Certified, the BG Tech app, and the BG Advisor app are available 24/7 in the palm of your hand. BG reps get first-hand experience through our internal training program called BG University at our headquarters in Wichita, Kansas. These reps in turn provide comprehensive training to your staff in person right on your service drive. 30 miles away, sitting on 40 acres in El Dorado, Kansas, are BG's manufacturing facility, distribution center, and tools and parts warehouse. BG's custom-built, one-of-a-kind manufacturing facility spans the distance of 3 football fields and is where high-quality BG products are manufactured and packaged. Just south of Wichita in Derby, Kansas, our BG Automation Division and Certified Machine Shop manufacture the BG tools and equipment that are a crucial part of each BG service. BG doesn't stop in Kansas. We provide what no other company in our segment can. Dedicated, full-time BG experts in dealerships across the world on a weekly basis. Our BG distributor network spans the globe and is supported by a hard-working corporate team in the Midwest. With award-winning training, unbeatable customer retention programs, and accessible local BG reps, we ensure that BG distributors have everything they need to support you. BG is your partner beyond products.
Well, it's been an exciting day here at BG Products in Wichita, Kansas. Shawn, we've had a really big day today. What has been your favorite segment so far?
Sarah, I think so. My favorite segment was the one we just wrapped up with Darren and Bob. So interesting to hear all those years of experience. Darren's been here forever with BG Products. Bob is a third generation owner and he's expanding rapidly on top of owning a drag racing team. How exciting is that?
Well, it has been such an incredible day today. And Shawn, I know we talked a little bit about Fixed Ops Cares in your segment. Could you share with us a little bit about what happened there?
Sure, yeah. On the fixedopscares.org is the website to set up the task to our support that we're driving towards for my family during this battle with cancer. As you can see, I went from 205 in November. I weighed 142 yesterday. But I'm not giving up on the battle, and we're gonna win this fight with your support and your help. We can't be beat, right? This automotive community is the best.
Well, and Ted Ings has really built an incredible venue and an incredible platform to really bring awareness to all kinds of things across the automotive industry. And it has been so exciting to be here at BG Products, partners beyond products, and we've really enjoyed our time here in Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you for having me today, and it was my pleasure. Unfortunately, Ted couldn't get down here due to some weather conditions, so I was happy to fill in wherever you saw fit. Thank you.
Well, on behalf of Ted Ings and the Fixed Ops Roundtable, I'm Sarah Vantine here with Shawn Butler. Before we wrap today, make sure that you sign up for your tickets for the upcoming Fixed Ops Roundtable event. Shawn, when is this event coming up?
September 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st. You sign up at fixedopsroundtable.com. The tickets are free. All you have to do is go register. We look forward to seeing you there.
Again, thank you so much for attending today. Catch us at the next Fixed Ops Roundtable. Register for your tickets today at fixedopsroundtable.com. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Shawn Butler. Thank you for tuning in to the BG Products Pop-Up event.